Hi everyone! Thank you for joining me today as I show you all of the things we bought on our recent trip to Disneyland Paris. If you've watched my vlogs from Disneyland Paris, you will know we visited for 3 nights at the beginning of January from the 6th to the 9th, and we stayed in the Sequoia Lodge Hotel. We usually go to Disneyland Paris in January, and quite often because of that there's a lot of sales on, which is great because the merchandise at Disney parks is often quite highly priced. When we got there on the 6th, it was the last day of the Christmas celebrations, so we didn't find anything really on sale, so we decided to wait until the following day and we would have a look and see what we could find on sale. And let me tell you, that was definitely the right choice. So if you are going to be at Disneyland Paris over that kind of switch in the celebrations, definitely between Christmas and ordinary time anyway, I would suggest that you wait until that first day after the celebrations because there was so much stuff on sale. So I'm going to give you a rundown of the things that we bought on sale. First of all, starting with headwear. First thing I got, how cute are these? Pixar ball ears. These are Loungefly, hopefully you can see that. Loungefly branded ears. So the full price on these was €40. These were 50% off in the sale, so these were a bargain in my eyes. We're going to Disneyland in September, so a perfect pair of ears to wear at Disney's California Adventure because they have Pixar Pier, so I'm very excited for those. I also bought a second pair for our niece Ace, who is coming along with us. Sent her a picture and she was like, absolutely, I need some of those. So 2 of those purchased. We then got these little beauties. How cute are they? Fabulous little Grogu ears. Ugh, no, I messed my hair up. These were again 50% off, full price at €20, so we got them for €10. Again, a pair purchased for Ace, and I think they're great. Brilliant and an absolute bargain in my eyes. To get anything for €10 at a Disney park, I think is brill. So, fab. And then my final piece of headwear purchase. I had to buy these because I was walking to the park and my ears that I had on broke. If you've watched the vlog, you will have seen these already. But I went into the closest shop. We had a virtual queue to meet Mickey Mouse and I needed ears. So we went into the closest shop and these were there on sale and therefore had to be purchased. I can't not laugh. I think they're brilliant. I absolutely love them. So I got myself some. They're not ears as such because they're feet. In the sale, these were €15. I think it's the best €15 I spent all holiday because I did nothing but giggle when wearing these. I think they're brilliant. So a win from me for sure. We also got a couple of items of clothing in the sale. Ian got himself a t-shirt. As you can see, Stitch head. This should have been €23 and was half price. So therefore, if I can do maths, $11.50. That took some doing, didn't it, for some pretty simple maths. But $11.50. So that is a double XL and it's pretty decent size wise. I also got a jumper, or a sweatshirt I suppose it would be because it's not knitted. I love the design on this. I know I shouldn't buy white because I'm a spiller. I'm like my mum, can't be trusted in white, but it was a bargain and I love a bargain. So this one should have been €60. I would never have paid €60 for a jumper. or a sweater. But at 30, yes, yes I would. And I did. So this is my new €30 sweatshirt. We also got a tiny little magnet in the park, in the sale, a Stitch pirate magnet, for no other reason than the fact that it's cute. And it was at the till when we were buying something else and we couldn't resist. So there you go, Stitch magnet. That's everything we got in the specific sales. A few of the merchandise locations throughout Disneyland and in the World Premiere Park have offers on where if you spend a certain amount you can get something at the till for usually 10 or 15 euros. And we did get a couple of those. They are both sets of espresso cups. We don't need more mugs. We have lots of mugs. We specifically have lots of Disney mugs. However, they're really cute, they're a bargain, and we drink a lot of coffee. So, I'll show you what we got. This set, this was 15 euros with the purchase, and I think they're fabulous. They've got their own little wooden coasters. You've got the pictures on the front that you can see there, and on the back they say, one of them says, happiness is a state of mind, and the other, why do we have to grow up? I couldn't agree more. Who wants to grow up? What a boring life that would be. So yeah, for 15 euros, I'm pretty pleased with those. The second lot of espresso mugs were 10 euros for the set. We got these when we were buying the Grogu ears. If you spent 20 euros, you could have these for 10 euros. That was just a no-brainer for me, who loves a bargain. So you can see these ones. We've got some that are the same size as this that we got in a similar deal a few years ago, but they're Mickey and Minnie. On the back of these, it says, feel the power of the dark side on the black one and rule the galaxy on the white one. So again, a pretty good bargain, I think. And then the final full price purchase for us that we got, I say for us, this is definitely an Ian purchase, this is for him. As a 6'1" gentleman who goes to the gym a lot and is well built, he struggles to find dressing gowns that are a good size. He likes a long dressing gown, goes all the way around, and it's nice and snuggly and cosy. He found this dressing gown, it was 90 euros. We did wait the overnight and it didn't go in the sale, but he liked it so much, and of course it was his birthday, so he treated himself. This was from a shop in the Disney Village called Deco by Disney. This is a very thick toweling dressing gown, or robe. I will show you on the front. There is a very cute and lovely Mickey Mouse here. And then on the back, you have your Disneyland Paris logo. Hopefully that's come across right. But he tried it on over the top of his hoodie, and there was a lot of space in it, and it was very long, and he was really pleased with it. So that is Ian's birthday present to himself. So that's all the things we bought for us. We did buy a couple of things for Ace, because she was at home looking after the dogs for us. She is a fan of Haunted Mansion and very specifically Phantom Manor as well at Disneyland Paris. She went with college to Disneyland Paris last year and fell in love with the lore and the backstory of Phantom Manor. And so we found this fabulous water bottle. So I'm filming this while she's downstairs before we give this to her, before she goes back to university tomorrow. And then I'm keeping it from her until I film this and show it to you. So you've got the gargoyle on there. I'm not sure if it's going to come across on camera, but there is an embossed print of the Haunted Mansion wallpaper that is on that bottle. It's in black as well, but it is on there and it's lovely. and this was priced at €35. So I love a good bargain for myself, but if I'm buying for somebody else, I usually go all out. I'm that kind of person. And then we also got, because she is a fan of The Nightmare Before Christmas. You can tell what kind of girly she is, I think. Nightmare Before Christmas eyeshadow palette. So this is the outside in coffin shaped, and then inside. So I'm really hoping that she's going to like that. That was €20. So bargain for dog sitting, if you ask me. But hopefully I think she's gonna really like this. So that's everything in regards to what we bought. Now in relation to claiming back the VAT. This is the first time we've done this. I am not proclaiming to be an expert. If you want proper tax advice, don't get it from me. I will tell you what we did, however. We did pick up a leaflet at the port in Dover when we were in the area that I showed you in there that had the Burger King and the Costa. There were leaflets in there that told you what to do. However, when we were in the Big World of Disney store, they had a QR code by the tills that you could scan that took you to an app. The app itself is called Skip Tax. This is what it looks like. I'm hoping that comes across from my phone. If not, I will put some kind of a screenshot in. And what we did whilst we were at Disneyland before we set off yesterday morning, Ian took scans of all of the receipts. Now the total of your purchases has to be more than €100, and it has to be from, it says the same family of shops. So because all of ours were at Disneyland Paris, they were all classed together. So we were able to put everything through. It has to be goods that you will have on your person if they choose to inspect them at customs, that are in their original packaging, unopened, in the same condition that they were purchased in. So because the majority of ours was just coming home with us, there was no issue with that. So you can't do food, you can't claim back your VAT on food. If you've got kids and you buy things such as those bubble ones and light up things that have been smashed and battered around and all of that, I'm not sure that that would necessarily go through. But again, don't take my word for it. I'm only going on the wording that's there, which says it has to be in its original packaging in an unused condition. So Ian took the pictures of all of the receipts, it added it up. He had to take a scan of his passport and also do a photo selfie on his phone so that they could match that up. One of the receipts didn't quite scan through correctly, so he got a notification that said he had to do that again. So we did that again, and then it all went through and gave him a barcode that told us when we got to the Calais ferry port, we would need to scan the barcode at the customs area, and then they'd do what they need to do. As you go through the process, it does ask you to select how you're getting back, so be that train or plane or ferry, and then it tells you where you need to go in order to do that. So when we got to Calais, Ian went off to the customs place, showed them his QR code. They can ask to see your goods at that point if they choose to. However, for us, they didn't. They took the barcode, they put it through, and off we went. We will get around, I think it's €33 back. So, you know, a win's a win. It's going to take a few days to go back. Let's be honest, that'll be extra spending money for California when we go there in September. So it was really easy to do. It wasn't a problem. It was nice and quick when we were in Calais. So don't miss it. If you've got the opportunity to do it, if you spend over €100 on goods that you're bringing back with you as gifts or as, you know, things for yourself, then you might as well, because you might as well have the VAT. Hopefully that was useful for you. Hope you've liked seeing all the things that I got for myself, ourselves. If you've liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. Click that notification bell so you know when any other videos drop. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can find me on both Instagram and on TikTok if you want to keep up with my escapades. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.